If you bored, then stop complaining. Tap into Slightlee daily. Pods and blogs and playlists. Everyday entertainment. Slightly to the daily. Slight to the lead to the. If you bored, then stop complaining. Tap into Slightlee daily. Pods and blogs and playlists. Everyday entertainment. Slightly to the daily. Slight to the lead to the daily.
Welcome back to the Slightly Daily Podcast, to another Zoom call edition. Episode number 91. I got Connor in here with me. Yeah. Hello, Connor.
What's up, guys?
Snowed in. If you're not from the South, or if you're from the South, you're not used to this shit right now. That's for damn sure. Connor lives out in the country, though. I live in the middle of the city, and it's trash, but I can't imagine what it's out like by you right now.
If I could describe it in one word, treacherous.
I'm just glad that we didn't lose our power like Texas, though.
Texas is completely like, I feel like they're in a state of emergency. Gotta be.
No, they really are. They need they need some care packages.
Okay, I was going to say, don't say milk. It's too soon.
No, they need some care packages. They need a whole bunch of stuff to happen. Do you know how dreadful it must be for it to be 12 degrees outside and you have no heat and you can't cook food or turn your lights on? Oh,
no deal. How about that? No deal.
Yeah,
don't.
good.
I'm out.
I think I'll pass on that too. I do think it is gonna get better though this weekend. I mean, it's bad, but like, I don't know. I mean, this is probably the most snow I've ever seen at one time. Last night, we looked out of the window at like midnight, and it was just pouring snow. And we went outside and we took Ellie out, and she was just like having a ball. How's your puppies in the snow?
So you know how our back deck, our back porch leads down to like a back deck kind of deal. I don't know if you've seen it, but the snow is exactly level with that. So Emma's big goofy ass runs down there, and she doesn't know that the wood's about to end, and she just like face plants.
Oh God.
And then Sophie's a Chihuahua, so all you could see was her head.
She's just swimming in it. Yeah. So Ellie was not having a good time. Ellie didn't use the bathroom for a whole 24 whenever there was ice everywhere. Like, she couldn't do it. She was stressed. She was like, what is going on? But she did use the bathroom in the snow. She likes the snow more. She was like digging her nose in it. It was funny.
Eating it.
Yes.
She eats everything.
Yeah. Dang, this is delicious. Okay, man. So, first order of business. I guess first thing we'll talk about, since this is something that you brought up beforehand. Let's get into a little bit of a history rabbit hole. Here, like, you see, I like whenever we do podcasts because we have like topics or like themes that we want to go with the podcast. We definitely do shoot the shit, but I like ours because most of my podcasts, I'm basically interviewing somebody. With you, I mean, I interviewed you at the very beginning, then it was just like, all right, let's just rock and roll. So, history. Let me tell you, all my viewers out here, history is actually was my favorite subject in school. I'm not a math and science guy at all. Not a math and science guy, but history was always intriguing to me, even like ancient history. Obviously, U.S. history and stuff, because like that's our like pastime. That's our direct history as Americans. But I don't know. And then when you go back in history, man, there's so much like messed up stuff that you don't learn about until, like, there's a curriculum that the schools have to follow. It's like, okay.
Yes, and a bunch of stuff gets left out. A bunch of cool stuff gets left out that you, I guess, stumble upon on an idle Tuesday at
Yeah.
fucking 1 p.m.,
Mm-hmm.
which is what happened. So, if you don't mind, I'd like to take you back to D-Day. This is June 6, 1944.
1944.
So the day before D-Day, a 17 by 9 foot battle flag was raised on the ship as 156,000 Allied soldiers prepared to cross the English Channel and face the Germans. According to Andy Smith, the ship manager of the battleship Texas, the battleship spent most of June 1944 providing gun support for soldiers at Omaha Beach, which is the beach they stormed. Nearby Point du Hoc, I may butcher that. It was an indispensable part of the Allied invasion. The amount of firepower coming from the battleship was immense and played a major role in the fortunes of soldiers on the beach. So it was protecting the soldiers that were actually getting torn to shreds by their bunkers.
Yeah.
Omaha Beach was the bloodiest of all 5 in the operation, according to Smith. At one point, over the period of 34 minutes, she fired over 250 rounds of 14-inch shells from her large guns, Smith said. There are still basketball-sized craters that she put into the side of the mountains.
My God.
Just lobbing these 14-inch shells.
Metal. Thick metal.
Just going crazy. And that may not be that, like I said, that may not be impressive because we can just tear down anything these days, but this is 1944.
Right.
In 34 minutes, 250 rounds, that's a round every 8 seconds. The basketball-sized craters still there. Even and this is in quotes, even the operations it participated in I can't pronounce that, and another place didn't touch that in terms of sustained firepower. Smith adds, referring to major battles in the Pacific, none of her 16,000 strong crew died during D-Day fighting, but a sailor later lost his life at the Battle of Cherbourg. Large caliber coastal defense gun killed himself. Helmsman Chris Christensen. What a name.
Yeah.
And wounded 11 others. At one point, Texas captain flooded a part of the ship to extend the range of one of its long guns on June 15th, 1944, while firing upon German strong points near Incengi. After D-Day, the battleship traveled to the south of France, the Mediterranean, and ultimately made it to the Pacific theater. Smith sees the ship not just as a piece of military history and American might, but as a witness to history. So basically, this man has an IQ of 300 just strats.
Yeah.
So imagine that, dude. Like you're sitting there, you're firing off these rounds, and he's like, we need to go higher. These bullets are not reaching our target. These guys are getting torn to shreds. They're getting torn to shreds. We're just shooting at. We're basically damn near hitting our own guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not making it. So the captain's like, flood the back of the ship. Dude, if I was a crewman, I'd be like, dude,
what are you talking about?
Flood the ship? What are you doing? And he's like, hear me out. Flood the ship. let water in. He floods the back of the ship so that the gun, instead of going 35 degrees, can go to 45.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just lobbing these 14-inch shells and just taking out strongholds so that the men can go up there,
No,
like actually storm it.
I think what's I think what's the craziest thing about that is the fact. Yes, the fact that he made that decision, but think about the pressure he was under when he had to make that decision. Like, so stressed, more stressed than you can ever imagine, life or death, and a lot of people's lives you're protecting. You know what I'm saying? You've got half of the world.
1,600,
Well,
1,600 people on the ship that he's about to halfway sink.
well, I'm
And
talking
then,
about them, but think about what the war is actually you're actually fighting for. So
yeah,
you've got millions of people, millions of people's fate riding on your back, and you're like, high. You think you've been stressed out? That is the most high pressure situation you could ever be in. And he's like, okay, I got to think of some quick math. I got to think of some quick geometry, and with some angles, and just, all right, boys, just trust me here. Like,
yeah, sink the halfway sink this thing,
oh,
dude. That blew my mind when I heard that. Like, dude, the IQ on that man, like
where did you hear that?
major strats.
Where
Yeah,
did
it
you-
was like, I think like Reddit or iFunny, like
Mm.
something that they didn't teach us in school, which I would have been like probably amped up about, because I was amped when I heard it. Like, dude, that's amazing. Like, you're gonna, yeah, let's sink the back of this thing so we can get some more angle. So these 14-inch shells can go further.
I don't
And
understand.
he was the only one lobbing threes and hitting.
What movies, what war movies take place during like World War II and D-Day? Are there any D-Day war movies?
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan. Okay.
That's a banger. I
Yeah.
love Tom Hanks.
I've always wondered how well they portrayed war in those movies. Like, I wonder what like real veterans think about that. Think about some of these really good war movies. You feel me?
I think Saving Private Ryan is one of the best depicted.
You think so?
I believe.
I mean, it's pretty brutal. It's pretty cruel.
Well, I believe they actually did a thing on it. I actually watched this guy, and so you love Gemini Man, right?
Yeah, I love Gemini Man. It was awesome.
Dude, I've watched it like 5 times.
Oh, dude, we watched it, and I know you know, but we watched it in 3D, dude. It was incredible.
Okay, so I watched but let me go ahead and say this before I segue into that. I
Go
think
ahead.
that they already did a like, what's portrayed the best of D-Day, and I think someone already, like, that was there confirmed that
Wow.
Saving Private Ryan was the best. And Tom Hanks doesn't settle for anything but the best.
Oh, no. I
And,
am the captain now.
yeah. Alabama.
Oh, man.
But so I watched a video, and it was about the, like, sniping, like what's the most accurate in movies on sniping.
Yeah,
And Gemini Man was one of the first, and it said that his was really, really, like, on point, except a few things. There's no way he would have hit that shot because it was a bullet train. And the logbook that he had on his wins was accurate. The wind reader was accurate, but when he licked his finger to put it on the trigger, some people do it, some people don't. It's not common at all.
Wonder why they put that in there. That's such
It's
a small
because
detail.
it's the small details, like,
make it more cinematic.
I mean, remember when he tweeted, like, he was like, this is a picture of a 3D camera, but let me just say I forget who the director was. He's like, he's extra as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just some extra stuff that he had him do, like lick his fingers and then put it on the trigger. That's not common, apparently. And this was one of the best snipers reviewing it Um, there was another one, and it was what movie was that? He actually shot the gun out of the guy's hand because he had the gun to a girl's head.
Was American
It,
Sniper? I know he shoots him through the scope, which is there's no way that's real. But
I
Chris
don't even think
Kyle,
they even touched on that.
hey, am I wrong? Did Chris
No, he
Kyle
shot.
like through
So
the scope, right?
uh, so yes, in the movie, yes,
Yeah.
but
There's no
dude,
way
like
he did
that's also in Saving Private Ryan, and he did do
Okay.
that one. He reviewed that one, and he was like, that's like a he's like it's a dope shot, and it's good for cinematics, but what I mean, there's no
There's no way.
dude, it's like you got to be on point, and this was again 1944.
Yeah.
Snipers were not that great at all. You had to like dial, like you still got to dial them in, but it was like crazy dial in, like
Mm-hmm.
all the time. And there was the shooting the gun out of the hand. So there was actually a man in the 80s that he was sitting in like a lawn chair in the middle of the street with a 357 like revolver, and a local like it was like a sheriff dude, and then like the ATF was there, the FBI was there, but a local sheriff who was like just mean with a rifle actually did shoot the pistol out of his hand, and they have it framed up in a shadow box, and it's broken in two,
Oh my god.
and like yeah, so that has been done, but that's like the only time it's been done.
What?
Shooting a gun out of someone's hand is like you got to be like it was a lucky shot for sure.
Yeah. I wonder what like war veterans and like military people think about like Call of Duty or like Battlefield, war like video games. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think they're like pro Call of Duty? Like, do you think they're like, oh yeah, cool, this is cool. Like, this is in decent taste. Like, why not? Or do you think some of them are probably like, I don't think I want my kids to play Call of Duty because I don't want them to glorify war. You feel me?
Yeah, probably not. So I actually have an employee that I believe struggles with PTSD, and he's not a fan of Call of Duty because of that
Really?
fact. Like he's
Because
not
of
gonna.
that?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they see so much over there that they don't want to play any kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like he's like we've been backing up a truck, and the truck ran over a Gatorade bottle, and it sounded like a shotgun.
And he was
And man, he had to walk off. Like he left
he was probably shook. What branch of the military was he in?
Air Force.
Air Force. Even that, man, it's just any branch you go in, man, you're gonna see some
You're
shit.
gonna see, yeah, you're gonna see
Like
some stuff.
just because you're not a Navy SEAL, like doesn't mean that someone who's literally a National Guard, they see more stuff than us on a regular basis.
Well, the
Like,
guy the man that actually shot Chris Kyle was, I think he was like medevac, like not even like really seeing combat, and he was messed up in the head from everything he saw, from like floods and stuff like that, floating. I think it was he saw
limbs
'cause
blown off and
yeah, well they were dropping off MREs, like like the ready to eat meals,
yeah.
to civilians in like a third world country, and there was just like civilian bodies floating in the water and stuff like that from just natural stuff, not even war.
Yeah.
And it messed him up so bad, and he came back and offed Chris Kyle for whatever reason.
That movie has such mixed reception. Personally, I love the movie. I thought they did a good job with it. There's pros and cons to. I get the cons to like war and like glorifying the military, but like there's a lot of bad people out there, man, and we need to have some kind of force or some kind of law enforcement, quote unquote. I mean, now should America be invading all these countries and stuff? Do we have to do it? I don't think it's necessarily like crucial, but like, like for example, we're talking about D-Day. Back then, 80, 100 years ago, we fought wars because we had to. America didn't even
Yeah.
we didn't even want to be in the world wars, but we
Yeah.
literally had to, or else like
It was a draft.
yeah,
You
there
go
was
to
a
prison.
draft. Yeah, you go to prison. But not Muhammad Ali. You ever heard about that?
Yeah, he was like, no, I'm not doing that.
He said, "I'm not
He
going."
was like, I'd rather go to prison.
Yeah.
He's like, send me to prison.
Look, if you listen to the speech, he said he's I'm paraphrasing, but he was basically like, he said, "What do I look like going to a poor country and killing all these poor people? They never did anything to me." Which Vietnam, now that was a war. Okay, maybe we shouldn't have got into that one. What was the we got into that war because of like speculation. We were like, oh my god, Vietnam is gonna spread communism, so we got to get in here and stop communism, and then we got our ass whooped.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Like, we low key lost that war.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
No.
low key.
Have you ever seen Born on the 4th of July?
No, I haven't.
You should watch it. It's actually really good. It's got old Tom Cruise.
Of course.
And
I wonder how many movies he's been in. Like, what is his stats? He's got it, dude. You go on.
dude, he's been in some absolute like.
I mean,
See,
Tom Cruise is definitely a top 10 actor of all time. True or false? Just
true.
credentials, just stats. You know what I'm saying?
59 movies.
He's only been in 59 movies.
Yeah.
What? Dude, I'll swear it's more than that. It's gotta be. This man's been acting since the 80s.
My boy Tom Hanks has been in an 84.
Damn. So
Dude, have you ever seen Sleepless in Seattle?
I haven't actually.
Have you ever seen You Got Mail?
I have seen that. A long time
Dude,
ago.
it's
like a cheesy lovey movie, right? You've Got Mail?
Yeah, it's a chick flick, but
yeah,
I love
okay.
it.
Yeah, I've seen that. Shit,
If you put Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks in a movie, it's gonna be
a slapper.
a absolute dude. I can watch Sleepless in Seattle on repeat. And dude, You've Got Mail it's great. I don't know, it's super chick flick, but I love it.
What do you think about Brad Pitt in war movies?
Dude,
Fury,
Inglourious Basterds, dude.
He's
okay,
in another one
weird.
too. Damn, I can't even think. Fury though. What war is Fury in? What time period is that?
It's World War I.
World War I? That
Yeah.
one. What do you think about that movie?
I just recently watched it, and it's so good.
Like, as
and
far as,
plus,
like,
I love Shia LaBeouf.
Right.
So.
As far as like depicting how the war was, I feel like maybe they did a good job. Shia was all in.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
that's why I love him. He's a method actor.
Dude, he was all in. he probably went and like met some World War I veterans, and you know what I'm saying. He was like, tell me everything, tell me it all.
So these are his war movies. Would you consider Legends of the Fall war?
I've never seen that.
Okay, he was in Spy Game, Inglourious Basterds, Fury, Allied, and Troy.
Brad Pitt?
Yes.
Ooh,
World War Z.
World War Z? Well, sure, yeah. That one's kind of out there. I don't know if I consider that a war movie, a military.
And War Machine. World War Z was a war movie. We're fighting zombies.
I mean, but like military, like. Okay, I mean
he fought with the military.
I mean, okay, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, but I never thought of World War Z as a military movie, though. But I guess you are right. What's the better zombie movie, I Am Legend or World War Z? Or do you even consider I Am Legend a zombie movie? Are they zombies technically?
They are zombies, dude.
Yeah.
They got high fever, crazy strength.
Have you seen
All right. Okay. This is kind of like an obvious question, but if there was a zombie apocalypse, would you rather have like Walking Dead zombies or I Am Legend zombies running around?
dude,
Because
there's
because
definitely
you
pros
can
and cons of both.
exactly because the the Walking Dead zombies, they're docile, they're
They're
slow,
slow.
they don't run, but they
Yeah.
also they travel day and night.
And they in packs.
I Am Legend,
They don't
you get to they're in the day, they're
yeah.
gone,
And they're
but
some
they're
track stars.
yeah, they're Usain Bolts out here
Yes.
just going
Yes.
crazy,
And they
and
have
the
no morals.
mm-mm.
Honestly, man.
You can't walk up to one of those and stab them in the head with a knife.
Right.
You got
I
to have an AR and pop them from far
I'm
away.
gonna say Walking Dead zombies. I know it sounds like an obvious answer, but just because you look at the World War Z or the I Am Legend zombies, dude, how do you defend yourself? How, like, literally, how do you defend yourself from them? Like, Will couldn't even do it. You know, and he was the only person on Earth. But
Will could do it. He just got lonely.
yeah.
His dog dying was the absolute last straw.
All right. Which Will Smith moment is sadder? His dog dying, the end of Pursuit of Happiness, or the end of 7 Pounds?
Dogs in a movie dying is like way more sad than any person ever.
But dude, 7 Pounds.
Like that dog.
I know, man, but
Dude, he held it and he let it turn and he had to get report. Dude, that.
but 7 pounds, bro. He's a piece of shit his whole life, and he turned it around and just went out with a bang. That the end of but the end of Pursuit of Happiness is sad. It's not really sad. It's like the most triumphant. It's like a happy cry at the end.
Yeah, that's why I didn't even touch 7.
Yeah.
I mean, Pursuit of Happiness. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not the same as
Yeah, but
like that's like a.
7 pounds though, man. Like, I wonder if that was based on a true story. Have you seen Silver Linings Playbook?
Yes.
That is one of my favorite movies of all time.
What's her name?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence is so hot.
Well, you know her and Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah, him. They have another movie together. That where they're in the spaceship. I don't know if you've seen it. And he wakes. So like they're in the spaceship and they're like flying to, I don't know, Mars or some shit. And it puts everyone in this hibernation chamber, and he wakes up early with like 200 years left to sleep. And like he ends up waking her up, and then she's like, "What the fuck?" And then they die together. But like they have 2 movies together. Okay.
Dude, Jennifer Lawrence in with Sparrow.
Do what?
Where she's like an assassin.
Jennifer Lawrence. I don't know. I know she was in like X-Men.
Red Sparrow?
No, I don't know. I haven't seen that.
Wow, Jennifer Lawrence is hot.
I mean, she's Katniss in Hunger Games too.
Dude. Everything, bro.
She killed that. Dude. You know what's funny is I'd never seen the whole Hunger Games series until last year.
Really?
Yeah. It's good. It was
Red Sparrow, dude. They get her butt naked on there.
Oh wow.
Well, because they're training them to be assassins and like just have no kind of like you got to do whatever, and like the instructors like get naked, strip.
Oh wow.
And then there's male assassins and female assassins, and they're like, all right, now y'all have sex.
Oh God.
Like, and made them, dude. Like, it's like either you do it or you're out. Like, you're not gonna be one of us.
Yeah.
I think it was like the KGB or some shit like that.
That makes sense. The damn Soviets, man. Dude,
Yeah, that's wild.
speaking of that, so we watched War Dogs yesterday, and
Love War Dogs.
you
Have
know,
you ever seen True Story?
that's the name of the movie? True
Yeah.
Story? No, I haven't
Yeah.
actually. Is it kind of like
All right.
that?
Well, I'll tell you about it after you talk about
No, no, I was just gonna say, so you know, So they went to Albania, which is like an old Soviet country. It's
Angle of
crazy.
Death.
Yeah. Well, no. See, that's the Middle East though. Albania is in Europe.
Oh wait,
It's
you're
old.
yeah.
So
You're talking about where they were making the bullets,
yeah,
the
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Reeboks, yeah.
So all right, Albania. It's crazy when you look at like the footage and stuff, and even just Eastern Europe is still ravaged from World War One, from the Soviet Union. Like Eastern Europe is like, I mean, you have Russia now, which is Russia, but then you got like Albania and Ukraine and all those little tiny Eastern European countries. They're still recovering from 80 years ago World War One because of how shit Russia was. Like they were just as bad as Germany at one point. Like people overlook that, but like Joseph Stalin, he killed millions of his own people, let them all starve because I mean, they were a socialist country and everyone was starving to death and had no jobs and money because he wanted to fund wars and try and be a conqueror. But yeah, just seeing Albania, and this was literally 2008 is when the movie is depicted, and you look at Albania and the streets are like destroyed and stuff, and it's it's a barren, cold wasteland.
So a little fun fact about that movie is that one of the guys. I'm thinking of a different movie. Never mind. No, have you ever seen Jamesy Boy? Okay, well, at the end of the movie, he's like, well, what movie is that? It might be. There was a dude playing a acoustic guitar, and it was either War Dogs or it was War Dogs. He's actually playing the guitar, acoustic guitar, at like the end of the movie, and that was him.
Mm.
That was the guy. That was the friend that joined him.
Oh.
Joined
like in real life.
Jonah. Yeah,
Oh,
that was the
okay.
real guy.
Damn.
But true story is about so Jonah Hill is a journalist, and he's like, you know, he I want to say it's an actual true story, but he writes for the Wall Street Journal, and he gets fired for going over to like Africa, and he's talking about like the rebels and the slaves over there, and like something happened to where it wasn't the actual kid that he was talking to. The kid that gave him the story was just trying to make money,
Yeah.
and giving him like BS, and he thought it was the actual kid, and but a guy kills his family and uses Jonah's name in the movie, but it's not Jonah. I forget his name, but he uses his name, and Jonah Hill goes to the prison, and he starts writing about him, and he's like, "Why did you use my name?" And dude, it's a wild movie. Like, you need to watch it.
How old is it? I've never even heard of it.
I would. It's 2021 now, so.
Jonah Hill, man, he's
2015.
2015. Okay, man. Well, shit. We're about 34 minutes, man. You wanna? I appreciate you stopping in.
That's what. My bad. I was just gonna. But
No,
that's
you're
it.
good.
Michael Finkel was it's New York Times, not. Is that what I said? I didn't say. I said Wall Street.
Wall Street. Yeah.
New York Times. Is that even a journal?
Yeah.
Wall Street
Yeah.
Journal? Yeah. Okay. I'm having a brain fart here. New York Times journalist Michael Flink loses his job when it's revealed that he was not entirely truthful in a cover story he wrote on contemporary slave trading in Africa.
Wow.
His world his world collapses even further when he learns He's a victim of identity theft. A man named Christian Longo, which is played by James Franco, assumed Finkel's name and stood accused of murdering his own family. Seeing a way to rebuild his shattered reputation, Finkel meets with Longo to hear his story.
Damn.
Great movie.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, shoot. Let's go
But yeah,
ahead.
I'm actually about to have to jump into another Zoom meeting.
Yeah, no, that's what I was about to say, man. Thank you for popping in a bit. We'll have to do some more of these, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that
get your history up.
now that we kind of got this figured out, man, we'll next time we do it, we'll figure out your headphone Turtle Beach situation. Just so
I'm just gonna stick with it. I mean, do the AirPods sound good?
Yeah, they're fine. It's a little choppy sometimes, but
So was your mic, but I don't want to say anything.
No, that's what I was about to say. Is like it's Zoom. Zoom is choppy.
And I'm also on an HP, so next time I'll do it on my Mac.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. I appreciate it, man.
Hopefully next time it'll be in person. This stuff clears up.
Yeah, that too. Okay, bro. Well, have fun in your meeting. Thank you for popping in. Yeah.